Alright. Hello everyone. Welcome to something a little bit different. This is a game I played in Age of Empires 2 HD a few days ago versus someone named Chrazini. Chrazini is 2K rated. I am about 1800 rated. And we played a few games. We've only played actually twice. But I'm going to analyze the games and upload them and just talk about the things I did wrong and the things I did right during these games. Yep, so here we go. So this first match, they're both Arabia 1v1s. So this first match is, wow, my sensitivity is quite high for some reason. So this first game is in a Teutons War. Both of them were random mirror civ. This is a Teutons War on Arabia. And Chrazini is a much better player than me. He's 2K, I'm 1800, that's pretty big difference. But I feel like I did okay, and I made a few key mistakes during this game. I'm going to mostly stay on my point of view so I can talk about sort of what I see. But yes, there were a few spectators which put a bit of pressure on me, but I felt like I played okay for the most part. Just for the most part in the beginning, just scouting here, getting good sheep scouting. Managed to find my berries, both boar, and most of my sheep have not found these two, but I do find them eventually. Spoiler alert. And I see this right here. This is really lucky. I have this shorefish right next to my berries, which is something I will definitely take, because shorefish is a very fast gathering resource if you're using a villager. And I decided to take this woodline because all of the other ones were terrible, and this is actually pretty okay. And so I send my villagers over to it, just following a standard Dark Age build order. Not anything too special, but yeah, as you can see, I missed this sheep by one tile. Pretty lucky to find it later, but and not get it stolen. But it actually is because during this match for a long time, neither of us could find each other. We actually had a lot of issues scouting each other. I assumed he was somewhere over here, and he assumed I was somewhere over here. So when we go out to scout each other, you'll see we both miss just a little bit, just off by a few tiles from seeing each other. But yes, I still have not scouted these two sheep, and I'm starting to think maybe they're in these dark patches over here, so I was going to scout them. But yes, I think if he was a little bit better and had found all of his resources by this time, if he had found these two sheep, he would have been scouting me, and he probably would have been able to steal two sheep from me. So it was very lucky that we both had issues finding our sheep, and he did not just completely own me. So far, not much idle time on the TC, which is always good. I'm taking my first boar at 4 minutes and 20 seconds. He's already on his first boar about the same time. I think he was a few seconds ahead during that. But now I'm on the way to put up the mill. Feel like I could have put this in a better location because so many surfaces on this are now blocked. And maybe one tile this direction would have made it a little easier for whoever's gathering the fish to drop off. But this is the location it was. But if we look at my map a little bit, I have a really good wood line right here. And other than that, it's a pretty bad map. I've got this gold out on the front, also partly blocked by this tree line. I've got this gold out on the front, this stone out on the front. I finally find these two sheep. I do have a back stone, and actually I don't have a third gold on this. That was something we noticed afterward, is this is technically my third gold, but it's actually closer to him than it is to me. So I think we just had a bugged map, and I did not receive a third gold, which is unfortunate, but I don't think it actually affected the game at all, unless it was to place the gold like right here or somewhere. But yeah, it kind of sucked. I didn't have that extra gold in the late game that I could have used. Taking my second boar. He's just taking his. It's in a pretty unfortunate spot around this giant wood line. But yeah, as you can see, I'm on my way to scout him, and I get about here, and I assume I haven't seen anything that implies that he would be around this area, so I start scouting towards that corner. And if we look at his point of view, he's sort of done the same thing. He's gone over this direction and scouted in a big curved line and seen over here. Maybe there's gold here. Maybe he's over here somewhere. But no, we both missed the mark a little bit. So my boar was there first, which will help me get a good feudal time, and his was just slightly later. Our scouts actually meet up around this area in a second as we search for each other in this big curve. Yeah, as we can see, we've spotted each other here, and I think both of us assumed, since we spotted each other around here, we're probably, neither base is probably in this direction. I actually thought, when I saw his scout, maybe he's over here because his scout might still be looking for something. And actually, we almost engage here with the scouts, and then we both run away. I get a hit off, and then decide it's not worth it because I planned on scout rushing. I didn't want to lose the health. But I did get that one hit, which was nice, taking a little bit of free health. And actually, I did see this only 3 gold. And since it's only 3, it's not a main gold. So I assumed this is just a part of the map that isn't a base, and that he's probably somewhere up here. And that's why, as you can see, after I scout a tiny bit more down here, I just make a beeline for this area. But I'm on the way up to the feudal age. A fairly good time. That's a bit unfortunate with that sheep taking there. Putting up a barracks in a really weird spot. I think I wanted to wall off this side. But I think probably this would be a better place for a barracks, or even like here. I can wall, but it's gonna wall me out of that gold, which really sucks. I can wall like to the wall right there, and maybe to the cliffs if I had scouted them properly. But pretty bad. I got a bit of health on his scout there, which is always good. We were both going to scout rush, so it was really nice that I could get the extra hits on him and him not be able to do the same on me. But yes, as you can see now, I'm making a direct path to the top of the map, the only place left that he could probably be. And now I hit the feudal age. First thing I do is I put up a stable. I take a second to get villager production because I always forget. Do I get the wood upgrade? I should. I have a house there so I don't get housed. Bit of a weird location for a house, kind of blocks a little bit of wood, but it's not that big of a deal. I'm not getting the wood upgrade, which is kind of a mistake. But yeah, my eco's a little bit. I think it's okay. I'm getting ready to seed a whole bunch of farms, which is why I have so many people on wood. Yeah, I went in and poked a villager there. That's where I discovered him finally, as I look at my point of view. I've also seen the stables, so I know that he's doing scouts as well. And my stable's up first, just a little bit before his, I think probably a few seconds. He put his up with, I think, 4 villagers, so he did have that going for him. But I'm just trying to get a good view on his base right now, see where's the best place I can hit, because right now the only thing I can see is that wood line. And it's, so now he's making spearmen, and I believe I didn't start doing spearmen until it was a little bit too late. But I did notice this. I saw his scout weak here, and he wasn't microing it, so I was able to get a free kill. And I'm scouting around. I see this open spot, and it's very wallable. It's only 2 tiles, so I figure he's probably going to wall that up soon. I also don't know about the spearmen yet. And I've got 3 scouts. Going to continue to make them. And I'm actually going to move a few villagers onto gold and try to get enough gold for bloodlines, because I wanted to go big into the scouts here. So I was going to see if I could snipe this farm, but I didn't get it. I think, I don't know if he hit any of those arrows, but there come his scouts, and I need to back up for reinforcement. And I'm missing health on 2 of these scouts, so it's not a good idea to engage until this 4th scout gets here. So I back off, and I actually try to take this little hill with the tree on top. It's kind of annoying to micro on top of a hill when there's a tree, but yes, now he sees that I've got more scouts than him, and he's going to pull his spearmen. Oh, no, he's not. Yeah, he's pulling his spearman in this direction. Blacksmith going up for him. I've already got a blacksmith up, but I haven't done any upgrades, which is kind of a mistake. Also, I didn't notice this, but I long distance mined just a little bit before I put up the mining camp. I didn't remember that. But careful not to get housed. I actually did get housed for just a second as this house was going up. And I've got my own defensive spearman, but he's kind of in a bad place. He needs to either be over more by the berries or be closer to the wood line, because he's just sort of not doing anything. And I've got a second spearman coming out as well, because I know he's doing just as many scouts as I am, if not more. So he's got 4 scouts, and I've got 4 scouts. But I've also got 2 scouts over here that I am going to move in a moment. And I've got these guys going around. I'm going to see if I can make that hole work for me, because I haven't seen that he's got a house there. And he sees these scouts, and he's going to move his scouts over and catch them out. Get a few good hits here, but he starts fighting with the villagers, trying to trap my scouts. And I should have gotten out of there a little bit earlier. I think it was a waste to try to keep attacking. I lost a little bit of extra free health on them, but it's not a huge deal. I just think saving health on scouts is really important, because they're so fragile when it comes to fighting spearmen. So now I have the resources to afford bloodlines, and I actually don't do it just yet. I don't remember when. There it is right there. And actually, he quick-walled. I was going to go into the woodline, and he actually managed to quick-wall and make me fight this spearman, which caused me to lose a scout. And I think this would have been a good opportunity to go into his base, actually right there, and get into that woodline. But and go under the TC. The reason I didn't do that is I assumed he actually had a few more spearmen and would have wrecked me there. And also, I sort of wanted to regroup. But now, as we can see, his scout rush is coming in, and I am ill-prepared. I've got 1 spearman in the wrong place, another spearman in the right place, but going to get out microed here and just sandwiched to death. This spearman is also pretty much useless. These two need to get together to help defend. So I send this guy over there, and these scouts are going to look for a way into his base as well. He's got 6 scouts now. He actually managed to kill 1 right there that I had sent to this point and forgot about. This spearman's going to get just completely sandwiched to death, and this spearman and this spearman are completely in the wrong place. I should, at this point, probably make another spearman, because I know I'm getting out microed, and I'm over here in his base trying to out micro his spearman. I managed to get that one, and then I went straight for this wood line, which is always good, and forcing him to stop microing his own scout rush. Killing a lot of ills here, or not killing, but doing a lot of damage, and actually I think I get a kill or 2. Yes, 1 kill, not 2. And I should have gone for the gold then, but I decided to back out, because I saw that spearman coming. And he goes in, and he gets into my woodline, and I think he does a lot more damage, because I back all these villagers out, I'm trying to get the spearman going, and I just happen to have weaker villagers. He manages to pick this one off before I can get the spearman in. And so I'm looking for another point of entry. I think at this point I should have run under the TC, like I said. But the pathing decided it would rather run straight towards the TC, so I decided not to do that. And he thinks, okay, he's going to try to go under the TC, so he manages to wall that, preventing me from basically doing any further damage. He's got spearmen blocking this wood line. This is walled to the TC. Getting to that, I don't think I scouted that. So I did. Oh, I did. I don't know why I didn't go to the gold, but yeah. At this point, I'm just looking for a way to go. And I'm moving my spearmen, trying to counter him, because I knew he was back there. But my economy is just so imbalanced. This wood line kind of sucks. But I did get a good few hits with the spearmen here. I've got 4 spearmen now. No idle villagers. Yeah, he says, gotta love pathing. His scouts were a little bit in the wrong place, trying to get out of that area. But here, he goes out to look for another angle. And I made a mistake here. I didn't bring these spearmen forward, or back to the wood line. I should have figured he was just going to go around. Yeah, these spearmen instead go here, thinking he might just poke here again. But no, being smarter than that, he decides to go for this weak wood line again, and get some good raiding in. And I still have not found a way in. I still haven't gone for that wood line again, which is probably a mistake. I know that's his only weak point. I know I could have run in here. And he's also doing a good job of walling off the front, whereas I'm still completely open. I haven't even walled this backside. I haven't walled across the front or anything. And I've got all my spearmen in the wrong places. So he comes into the wood line. I go for this house, which is not going to do much. And I go, oh god, that's bad. So I did a little bit of villager fighting, hitting some of the weaker ones, trying to kill them, because I knew some of his scouts were really weak, and I managed to kill 2 scouts with my villagers. And he's going to get this villager right here. And then he backs off. My spearmen, nowhere to be seen. They're a bit too far away to do anything. So now, I'm trying to get in this house, and I knew it's not going to work. He repairs. He can repair much faster than I can break it down, and he would just, he would be wise to just keep repairing that. Because I wasn't about ready to try to run under his TC or anything, so I was just going to sit here and hit this wall until it was down. I got a few idle villagers now around the place. I knew he was back here, so I decided to send my spearmen out and actually tried to catch him off guard, but he was ready. So he got to Castle Age before me. And now I'm just getting scale barding armor done, and I'm going to start producing knights. I do not have the economy set up for knights. Anyone who knows a night rush knows I don't have enough on gold to afford knights. They're very gold intensive, and I'm not ready. And he's actually going over here to put up a TC, and I happened to be in the right place at the right time. But nope, there's spearmen there. So I did get a little bit of... I slowed that TC down a little bit, but it wasn't enough. And the other thing I did wrong here, the other big thing I did wrong, was I was just going to sit on this one TC and see what I could do. And it was a bad idea. I didn't go up to 3 TCs until it was way too late. And he also gets in here and I didn't notice until it was too late, but yeah, wolves, knights, he does damage. Still got these scouts here. Just can't do much because of the spears. But yeah, I've got not enough knights, not enough on gold. I am putting more on gold if I ever produce villagers, but I have an issue with remembering that. There goes the second TC up there, but he's already on 3. He's already getting his 3rd one up, and I'm just starting to put up a 2nd. Can't maintain knight production. He's outmassing me already, and these spears are in a bad place. They're just sitting at the back of my base. This is actually not walled on the front. I've got a hole there and a hole there. So I think I probably should have just palisaded those really quickly. And I think also this TC, I should have deleted this and just put the TC there instead. Also, this is a really terrible engagement. I'm not sure why I took it. I think it was because I thought I had the upgrade advantage. He had +1 and I had +2 defense. But I didn't have enough knights here, and it actually ended up being a really bad fight for me. And I was completely outmassed, and it's hard to see with all the colors, but I did get a spearman in here, and I just got out too late. And I also did a little bit of raiding over here and got pushed back by spears. But yeah, lose all my knights, and I realize I am in trouble. So I try to get these spearmen to the front, putting up another lumber camp there, trying to take as much lumber as I can. For some reason, not taking full advantage of this wood line. But I start to put up a 3rd TC, and it's much later than his. And it's in a pretty okay spot on the stone. There's the spearman wrecking my my scouts, but my scouts here are basically useless. They're each at 4 and 1 HP, so I should have just sent them out to scout the edges of the map where I haven't seen, look for those extra gold spots in case this goes to the late game. But I did not do that. Instead, I just ended up sacrificing them pretty much. And here he goes. He actually sends this as a little diversion to go to this wood line, and he manages to get 2 knights in here and do a lot of extra damage. Very good tactics on his part, just splitting his army like that. And he knows I don't have the mass to fight him, and I, for some reason, still go for it here with 4 knights and some spears. And he's fighting downhill as well, so he's got this huge advantage. And I think here a good thing to do might have been add in pikemen, because I know he's just doing knights. Actually, he's not producing anymore. Oh, he is. Never mind, he's just got his gather point set very far forward. But I know I've got a decent amount of spearmen, and he's just doing knights, so I think the pikeman upgrade might have actually been a decent idea here. Because I can barely produce anything. My economy is just so terrible. And this being my only gold income kind of sucked. It's a really bad position. It's really cramped, really uncomfortable. And I need to just get everything back into position. So he's producing constantly from 2 stables, and I'm producing occasionally from 2 stables. So obviously he's going to outmass me. And these spearmen, unupgraded, pretty much unable to do very much damage at all. I think actually I'm also probably behind on economy upgrades at this point, but it's not unwinnable. At this point in the game, we're still fairly even. I'm at 57 pop. He's at 75 because of all he He got his TCs up faster. He's producing knights faster. And, I mean, just look at his economy and compare it to mine. He has the setup. He has the setup he needs to make the knights faster than I do. And he can upgrade them more. He's got +1/+1. I have +1/+2. So I do have the upgrade advantage. But he's got the numbers. He can fight this. And I need to back off with this knight. This is a mistake. That knight gets trapped and wrecked. And I don't know why I decided to do this. The knights are just in bad positions. The spear's there. Decide to go out to the front and completely miss these two knights, which is just terrible. I did notice them when I garrisoned. It's just a little bit too late at this point. He's doing damage. And he's going to go around to this backside again. And for some reason, I didn't wall this. Or even like across here. This would have been even better. I never did that. But he decided to do this here. Which, I don't think he could do that. I think now we're almost on even numbers, and I've got the upgrade advantage. But I need to back off. And I don't... Oh, taking the hill. This is actually good. Taking the hill and trying to trap some of these knights, because I know I can do good damage if I get that downhill. But this is a weak knight, and for some reason he's out front. Just get all these guys together. He's got more knights. He's putting up a siege workshop, getting ready to finish the job. He tries to close out the games before they can get Imperial. But I'm just holding right now. I'm just trying to hold on the best I can. Trying to not die. And these spearmen are not doing anything. They're not pikemen, and they suck. They just suck against knights and anything. So I don't know why I didn't upgrade them. I guess because they weren't at full HP, I decided not to upgrade them. This is a decent fight. I've got the upgrades. We're on mostly even numbers. I think it was wise for him to back off because I had the reinforcement advantage. I was going to get these spearmen in. Even though it would have been a fairly even fight because he has a few more knights, he could have lost a lot because of just the reinforcement time, and now I actually do have constant knight production. And I also have the upgrade advantage. But yes, he's going to just move back, outmass me, and then kill me in one giant mass attack. That's his plan at the moment. And my plan is, I don't know. My plan is just try not to die. But actually, my real plan is to get up a defensive castle, because I knew all my golds are forward, and I wanted to get up a defensive castle in this area where I didn't put up the TC, because I figured that might save me. It won't save me because he can just run past it, and I didn't fully wall, but yes, that was my plan. This is also really needs a better lumber camp here. It's not in a very good spot. And yes, he's putting up a mining camp, taking all the extra golds. Technically, that's my third gold he's taking right there, which is very unfortunate for me that I didn't have. And this villager is in a bad spot. Has to go all the way around this to drop off wood. But there's the forward castle. I just use all my gold vills to build it and put these guys back on stone. But the problem is, this defensive castle isn't gonna do much. I don't actually have the do I? No, I don't have fletching or bodcanero, and I don't have okay, so this is an interesting fight. This is actually, he's about to go up to Imperial, and I've got the upgrade advantage still. I have +2/+2, he has +1/+2. So I decide to take this fight, and it actually works out really well for me, and I kill a lot of knights for free. Okay, but what I was getting at is I don't have ballistics. So he can just run past and not take a lot of arrows to the face, and he'd be totally fine. But yes, I actually managed to take one good fight in this game, and this is the one. It's right before Imperial, right before he hits Imperial, so I'm getting a lot of kills on this army that was about to get upgraded, so it's really good for me. I'm still trying to keep up knight production, but it's really bad. And I put up another barracks, and I'm planning on doing pikemen. It's a little bit late to start doing pikemen, but I see he's got the pikemen upgrade, and so I went for it as well. And it's kind of... So I go for squires, because knights are fast and spearmen are slow. I went for squires first, which I don't think I should have done, actually. I think I should have saved that food and gone Imperial faster instead. And I also put up an extra stable or two, but I think I put up a second stable there. Or, I guess not. because I was just going to go and try to make a lot of knights. I just wanted to make a lot of knights because I knew he was going to have an Imperial Age assault. And I just needed to defend and survive. And it's really dangerous. Really, really dangerous right now. Because he's going to have Cavalier, he's going to have Halberdier, and he has a bigger economy. So I was pretty screwed at this point. There was not much I could do to get the damage in. He's got no holes in his walls except for right under this TC and right under this TC. And I can't even get there because his army's in the way. But I decided to try to go for it anyway because I didn't know about this army. And I run into a bunch of pikes. I was like, oh look, a gold camp, and I started to try to kill these villagers, and he just comes in from behind and traps me with all these pikes, and my options were basically go back, which I should have done. Oh, and also I'm finally going for this gold. Go back or go all in. And I figured, well, let's try to equalize the damage. He's got Cavalier. I definitely can't fight this. I'm outnumbered. I'm outmatched. So I was gonna see if I could go and see what's in this wall and see if this wall is still here. Because I figured that'd be pretty inconvenient for him. And it actually turned out to be one of the worst moves I did in this game. One of the worst possible things I could have done. And he decides, all right, well, I've got Cavalier. I've got the defense upgrades. I'm just going to go underneath and see what he's got. And he just runs directly underneath and goes to do damage. And I'm putting up a market because I've realized how imbalanced my economy is, how terrible it's set up. I've got so much wood, and I wanted to sell all of it for a good price. So this opportunity, I tried to get some villager kills. And as you can see, my economy is all dying. And I go ahead and sell a whole bunch of wood here and you try to use the resources. But I think this is a mistake. I tried to go for the TC, saw the pikemen coming in, and I just abandoned that whole idea. But yeah, he's completely all over my economy. He's raiding. He's got all my TCs pretty much idle. My economy is already terribly set up. Very few people on gold until just now. But yeah, he's got these guys all over the place. I don't have the pikeman upgrade yet. I'm just getting it now. But it's really, really, really late compared to his. And he walls that up quickly enough that I can't get in because I wasn't paying enough attention. And he's got Halb. So, yes, I sell all the wood. I click up to Imperial, and I'm at 87 pop. And currently, he's at 132. And a lot of them might be Halbs, but they're still going to wreck me. And so this is why this is such a bad move for me. Trying to take down this house, I get sandwiched by Halbs, and I just abandon the army, and they all die a horrible, horrible pokey death. And, yeah, I'm trying to get enough pikemen to actually fight off these Cavalier, but it's not going to be enough. They've got nowhere near the HP to fight Cavalier. Yes, and then my game crashed. Actually, that did happen in-game. I tried to type GG, and then I went to press F10 to get to the menu, and my game just crashed to desktop, no notification or anything. So, I was about to resign right there, and I was dead. I was out of the game, my economy was gone. I was on the way to Imperial, but it was much, much too late. I didn't have enough pikemen, and yeah, that's basically the situation there. It was a good game, very well played by Chrazini. I did okay during the Feudal Age, except for my Spearman placement. And getting to Castle Age was where things got really bad for me, and I just had a bad setup. And so, yes. Anyway, thank you for anyone who watched this. It's a very good learning experience for me to watch over games that I lost, and it's a very, very good learning experience to play against someone like Chrazini who is better than me, because I can see a lot of these things that I'm doing wrong and see better ways for me to play. So yes, that is the end of this video, and I will see you guys later.